but it's Portland up by 12. Steph Curry, he has Giannis behind him, just one.
Hello, Debate Mates fans, and welcome to the newest episode of the Debate Mates. I'm Matthew Swanberg, and today I'll be doing the video all by myself as no one else could meet up, and I thought that it was very important for me to get out a video to inform you guys on the most important 4 to 7 games of the NBA season in the NBA Finals. Since last time Jack and I recorded, a couple of things have happened, namely the Lakers situation getting worse, if that was even possible, which apparently it was. And then, of course, the Raptors beating the Bucks after being down 0-2, winning the next 4 games to catapult themselves into the NBA Finals, where they will face off against the Warriors. So we don't have much time to spare. The Finals are a wild animal, and I wish we could get one out every game because there's just that much stuff that happens in the Finals. And we were probably already behind on information, as it would take days and days and days to actually cover everything that could happen in the Finals, but we'll try to fit it all into one video for you today. So, let's just jump right into it. I'll give you my predictions a little bit later on to build suspense, keep the viewers intrigued. And one more thing, I won't be doing the water or hot sauce thing today because we didn't reach our goal of 100 views. That will stay standing until we do reach it. So just remember, keep liking, keep watching if you want to eventually see me do one of those payoffs. And without further ado, let's get into the NBA Finals, starting tonight at 9 p.m. So, the Raptors have home court advantage this series, which I don't think is a huge advantage for them because the Warriors have been great on the road. If you remember the Clippers series, which seems like ages ago, the Warriors were struggling at home a lot. They won at home on the road, or they won at home in Houston and seemed to fix those problems against Houston, and then Portland, as we all know, they swept the Trailblazers, which of course means they had to go unbeaten at home, 2-0. So we know that they're a great team at home. And on the road, they've been fantastic as well, which was what I was originally saying. I don't know how I ended up talking about how they were good at home. But anyways, the Warriors are great no matter where they are, and they're one of the most talented teams in the league. I don't think home court advantage is a huge disadvantage for them. Obviously, they'd love to have home court advantage. I think the Warriors will end it and sit. That's not my prediction. Keep watching. We're only 2 minutes in. We got to keep the viewers intrigued. So, I didn't say anything about when the Warriors would win it, okay? So anyways, or if they would win it, I might think the Raptors will win it. So, to continue on with the video, the Raptors, I think, do have a good advantage, though, which is the Warriors are not quite sure what's going on in their rotation. Is DeMarcus Cousins coming back? We know that he is available for Game 1, probably will see spot minutes, but will he start? No one knows. Will he even play? We're unsure of that as well. So, the Raptors have that advantage, and then the Raptors and the Warriors, they both have they're in a great, I'm just talking with my hands for a while. They're in a great rhythm coming into these finals. Both of them essentially sweeping their last series, with the Raptors winning the last 4 games of their prior series, and the Warriors winning the first and only 4 games of their sweep against Portland. So both teams are coming off of great stretches, and we'll see what happens in the finals, who carries that on. But there are a couple of interesting things I want to talk about before I give you my predictions. First thing is the X Factor. For the Warriors, my X Factor is Klay Thompson. Now, Klay Thompson is an all-star player. Got snubbed of an all-NBA team, I think, which is something that we could get into later. Might not have the time for, though. So I think if he comes in and he's in kill mode like he said he was when interviewed on NBA Media Day, then the Warriors are a lock to win. If he can get hot, then this series is over. And you might not even need to bring back a KD or DeMarcus Cousins at all. Because we all know the Warriors are a great team with or without those 2 extra stars. So, if Klay Thompson, I think he's motivated. He said he's in kill mode. He's mad about not making All-NBA. He thinks he deserves it. I think he deserved it. But that's besides the point. What is the point is, he's mad. He thinks he's one of the top 6 guards in the league. And he's on the biggest stage there is on basketball. So I think we're definitely going to see Klay have a breakout series. Just going crazy all series, draining threes, playing great defense. I think we'll see that Klay all-NBA mentality going forward in the series. My X factor on the Raptors side is Kyle Lowry / Pascal Siakam / Marc Gasol. Really, it's the others. Kawhi Leonard will get his. You put Draymond on him, he'll score. You put Iggy on him, he'll score. Maybe not at a high rate, but he'll score. Then you got Kyle Lowry. The Warriors have 3 great defenders in their starting lineup. 3 great perimeter defenders. Lowry's going to be defended by an all-star. Whether it be Green or All-NBA type player. Green, Iguodala, Klay Thompson. One of those players will most likely be on him. You'll probably have Steph chasing around Danny Green, who hasn't shot that well. Or he shot putrid, really, from the arc in the Eastern Conference Finals. So he's got a horrible rhythm coming into the series. So the Raptors need to have those other guys step up. Like I said, Kawhi will get his. Kawhi, I think you can check him in for 30 every night, basically, in my opinion. Can Pascal Siakam get 20? Can Kyle Lowry chip in 15, 8, and a couple assists, a couple blocks? Can Danny Green have a game where he gets hot? Can he have a Danny Green game where he hits 3, 4, 5 threes, something like that? And then plays great defense on your 2 all-stars in Steph and Klay. And then also, what Marc Gasol are we getting? Most likely he'll be guarded by Kevon Looney, Jordan Bell, Andrew Bogut, one of those 3 Warriors starting centers, or Damian Lee. If Cousins is back, they'll most likely have him on Gasol. So can the Warriors play Marc Gasol off the court? If they have Cousins in there and he's shooting threes, then I think they will, because Marc Gasol is a great defender, but we saw he had great success against Joel Embiid, because Embiid is not a great three-point shooter, and he just wanted to back him down, and he didn't get much driving, and of course he had the excuse, which was he was sick, but we saw Marc Gasol have a huge advantage whenever the post player wanted to take it inside. Brook Lopez was a different story. Of course, Brook Lopez wasn't as good as he was in Game 1 for the rest of the series, but in Game 1, he really exploited Marc Gasol's weaknesses, which was Marc Gasol can't always sprint out to the three-point lines to get there fast enough. And Brook Lopez isn't the most athletic guy in the league, so when you have DeMarcus Cousins, who is a solid three-point shooter, and Marc Gasol's chasing out to him, DeMarcus Cousins can put it on the floor, too, and can easily get by him if Marc Gasol is forced to sprint out to him from the free throw line or below. So can Marc Gasol, can he contain the Warriors centers from the perimeter, and then can he contain them on the second drive, which is to the paint, to kick out to other shooters? So Marc Gasol, I think, will actually be my X factor for the Raptors. And on to Pascal Siakam. We all know, like I said, I sound like a broken record, but we all know Kawhi will get his. That's a given. And what's also a given is our video getting see what I mean. Leonard will get his for the 10th time I've said it. Who else gets theirs? Is it Pascal? He was a borderline all-star, most likely will win most improved player, but I haven't been too impressed with him in the postseason. He's had some good games, he's had some bad games, he's had some injuries. And he's going to be guarded by a great defender, whether it be Iguodala, Draymond, or Klay Thompson. Most likely not Klay Thompson, because Pascal has the height advantage. So we'll see what happens there. If he can be a shot creator, I don't need him to get 20. I don't need him to get 30 or anything crazy. But if he can get 15 to 18 points tonight, 5 or 6 assists, 7 or 8 rebounds, if he can just contribute those numbers and still have great defensive energy, then the Raptors have a great advantage, because he's a tall guy playing power forward. He's the type of guy that if Kevin Durant comes back, you can put him on a Kevin Durant and feel confident. Of course, he wouldn't stop Kevin Durant. That's a whole other story. Durant's a phenomenal scorer and probably, definitely can get a shot off against anyone. So, but Pascal Siakam's the type of guy that you could throw at him. He's a good defender. He's tall. He's lanky. He's quick for a power forward. And you can play him at the stretch 5 if the Warriors eventually go small with their super depth lineup. If KD comes back, playing Draymond at the 5, KD at the 4. So he's one of my X factors too. And then finally, Kyle Lowry. Can Kyle Lowry? I think he's broken the stigma. I think the whole Raptors have. This isn't your grandmother's Raptors team. This is a very good, very dangerous team that makes a lot of threes. They play great defense. That's been their calling card this postseason, is their defense. And that's been led by Kyle Lowry. Kawhi Leonard gets the headlines, and he has carried them. But Kyle Lowry has been doing all the little things. He gets a lot of charges. He plays scrappy defense. When you watch the Kawhi Leonard highlights of him dunking on the break, a lot of them have been sparked by a Kyle Lowry deflection or steal, or him getting an assist to Kawhi. He is the heart of the team. He's like the Marcus Smart. He's not going to get the headlines because he's not going to put up flashy numbers, but he gets the steals, he gets the blocks. one of Kyle Lowry's greatest attributes is his blocking ability, his ability to draw blocks. So if he can continue to have a great defensive games, or if he can have a great defensive series, I think that is key. Which is on to my next topic, which is the defense for the series. Because Kawhi Leonard is probably the best defender in the league. But a lot of the discussion recently, probably one of the most avid discussions of the finals, is who do you start Kawhi on? If I'm the Raptors, I'm going to give you my defensive lineups. You start Kyle Lowry on Steph Curry. Kyle Lowry is not a huge guy. He and Steph are about the same height, but Kyle Lowry is built differently, to say it nicely. I'm not going to say he's fat or chubby. Oh, I'm going to say he's chubby, but he's not fat. He's got a little bit of meat on his bones, you know? So he can definitely get into Steph Curry, make it difficult. Kyle Lowry, this is the bad thing. Steph Curry sprints baseline to baseline, wing to wing, everywhere and everywhere. If you've seen if you are following Max Nice on Instagram, you've seen the videos where Steph Curry, where he just exaggerates what Steph Curry does around the perimeter, where he's just sprinting. Because that's one of the things you know about Steph Curry is he sprints no matter where he is on the court in order to get open looks. So I'd still put Kyle Lowry on him, even though that might take away from his offensive abilities. But who would you rather have? Whose offense would you rather have depleted? Kyle Lowry, who might get you 10 to 15 to 20, or Kawhi Leonard, who will guarantee to get you 30 plus if he is completely locked in. So I'd put Lowry on Curry, and then if Curry has the ball, Kyle is still a great on-ball defender. Like I mentioned earlier, gets a lot of deflections and a lot of blocks. So I think that's the right matchup for him. Going on to Klay Thompson, I think you start Danny Green on him. Because Danny Green is tall, he is quick, and he is a great defender. He's all-NBA type defender. He was definitely in the running for second team. If there were a third team, I guarantee he would have been on it. And like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson is a guy that runs a lot around the arc. And this is bothering me, the phone, I'm sorry. But if Danny Green can keep with Klay Thompson, keep him from getting open looks, I think that's a huge plus. Because like I said, Klay Thompson is due to go off. Danny Green is also due to go off. So if Danny Green can maybe guard Klay Thompson and help make the Warriors uncomfortable in offense, then that creates more fast break opportunities, which is more opportunities for Danny Green to get hot. And then, of course, you don't want Kawhi Leonard guarding someone that's not really a threat to drive and Klay Thompson. And you don't want to waste Pascal Siakam's height on Klay Thompson. Now on to Andre Iguodala, who will most likely be in the starting lineup. If I'm the Raptors, I put Pascal Siakam on him. Because he might not be the best matchup because of his height. But you're not going to put Pascal on a center. And I don't think you put Kawhi on one of the least offensive, on one of the worst offensive threats on the Warriors. Pascal Siakam, like I mentioned, I raved about him a couple minutes ago, is tall, lanky, can defend on the perimeter. And Andre Iguodala is kind of the heartbeat for the Warriors. Draymond Green's the heart, and Andre Iguodala is the heartbeat because he, controls them. Not really, but, here's what I mean. If Andre Iguodala gets hot, if he's hitting corner threes, the Warriors most likely win. He's like the barometer for their success. If he's hot, which he's been in the playoffs, the Warriors have a tendency to win most of their games. If he's cold, if he's attempting shots and not making them, then they have a tendency to not do as well. Do they need him to play great in order to win the series? No. They're very talented. But would it help? Definitely. And Pascal Siakam, with his length, with his quickness, is the best cover for him, I believe. Now, on to Kawhi Leonard, I think he would be guarding Draymond Green. Draymond Green, you might be thinking, is not the most talented offensive player, not the biggest threat, but he is their heartbeat. And when he's in the fast break, making good passes, getting people open in the paint, or getting three-point shooters open, then the Warriors will get hot, and then that spreads to everyone else on the team, including guys like Iguodala. Kawhi Leonard is the type of guy on the defense where he gets a lot of deflections and a lot of steals and not a lot of fouls. And he can defend. He and Draymond are about the same height, about the same weight. So Kawhi Leonard, I think, is a great matchup for him. I think the best matchup because of... And plus, that's the matchup I want to see. I know you guys might want to see best offense versus best defense and Steph Curry versus Kawhi. But I just feel like Dre on Kawhi and Kawhi on Dre in reverse is a fantastic matchup and one of the more entertaining matchups if that is one that we get in the finals. He deflects passes. I can rave about Kawhi's defense for another half hour, but I'm just going to leave it at that. And then on the center, I only have one player left, and that's Kevon Looney or whoever you want to start for the Warriors. If it is DeMarcus Cousins, if it is Damian Lee, whatever it is, you start Marc Gasol on him because the height matches up perfectly. On to the Warriors side of things, you got to start Steph Curry on Danny Green because Danny Green is not a great driver. He's a great three-point shooter, but he's been shaky. And Steph Curry is not a great defender. He gets a lot of foul calls, so you need to keep him out of foul trouble because if you don't have Steph and you have to rely on Clay to be your offense, I know I raved about how he would probably break out this series, but still, he is not a one-man offense. When you watch his clips, whether it be his 14 three-pointers or his 37-point quarter, whenever he gets hot, he gets hot from Steph or someone finding him in the fast break. He hits a three. Now he's feeling it. He's able to get more looks from other people passing the ball to him. And then maybe after he's hit 3 to 4 shots, he can maybe start to go off the dribble a little bit more. But for the most part, he needs someone to find him out there. And Curry, if he gets into foul trouble, Klay Thompson can't be your number one offensive option. Or he hasn't proven it, I don't think. In the playoffs, he's been rather shaky. So then I put Klay Thompson on Kyle Lowry because Klay Thompson is a big defender. He's tall. He's got good size. He's very muscularly built, and he's very strong. So I see him as the best defender for Kyle Lowry because Kyle Lowry likes to run around, set screens, do the dirty things. That's weird. He does not like to do the dirty things. He likes to do the dirty work, which is worse. Okay. Anyways, Klay. There's so many K's in this series. We got Siakam, Klay, Kawhi. That might be Curry, which is not a K, but you get the point. Kyle Lowry. So anyways, Klay Thompson is, I think, the best defender for Kyle Lowry because Kyle Lowry won't be able to get great shot attempts. And then if you run him into a pick and roll, Klay can switch on to a big guy because he's got great hands and can steal the ball easily. Now, on to Andre Iguodala. This one is kind of difficult for me because we've seen him guard the guys like Damian Lillard and James Harden, and he did fantastic jobs on them. We saw in game, I believe, two or three, I don't remember which one. He got the amazing strip on Damian Lillard, which essentially sealed the series for the Warriors. So he's got great hands, he's great at getting steals, and he always turns it up a notch in the playoffs. But that being said, I would put him on Pascal Siakam because if Siakam gets hot, the Raptors tend to win. So you want to have a talented defender on him, and then Kawhi Leonard is a different caliber player than Harden and Damian Lillard. I think he's more efficient. He's better. He doesn't need as many shots to get as many points. So I would put Iguodala on Pascal. Now on to Draymond Green. Like I said earlier, I want him on Kawhi Leonard. That would be so entertaining to see those two players go at it. Draymond says he's the best defender ever. Kawhi Leonard, without Kevin Durant, is probably the best scorer in these playoffs. Arguably the best player. It's the best matchup. It's the matchup everyone wants to see coming into the series. If anyone can get under Kawhi's skin, if he even has skin, or if it's just nanotechnology because he's a robot, which he most likely is, then it's Draymond Green. He could get into his head, he could get deflections. If he can force Kawhi Leonard to shoot poorly, then the Warriors can definitely win the series easily. And then centers match up with centers. So, on to the next thing. We're going to make my predictions now, and then move on to talk about it a little bit more. I'm taking Warriors in 6 for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is the Raptors had a great defensive scheme against the Bucks, but the Warriors are a different beast. They don't rely on that one player like Giannis to create shots for everybody else. The Bucks don't have a lot of other creators. Chris Middleton can get his. Eric Bledsoe can at times get his when he doesn't fall in love with a three-pointer. Brooke can't, and then Giannis can get his as long as it's in the paint and he has an open lane. The Warriors, if Steph is tightly guarded, if you bring a double team on him, then there's Clay, then there's Dre, then there's Iggy, then there's DeMarcus if he comes back, or Looney is cut backdoor for a dunk. So you can't run the same defense. If they have a good defensive scheme, they'll have to play a lot of one-on-one defense, which I think suits the Warriors better because they have a lot of players that can really. They have a great coach, I think, which is in Steve Kerr, and who can come up with plays to get players open in a one-on-one defense, whether it be backdoors or screens or anything like that. Because you can't really run a trap against the Warriors; they're too talented. And if Nick Nurse wants to think that will work, then the Warriors will come up to fast starts. And then For the second reason is, I think if any team can slow down Kawhi, then it would be the Warriors. Because I mentioned 3 players that could defend Kawhi. Draymond, Klay, and Iggy. Will they lock him down? No. But can they still play very good defense on him? Yes, I believe so. So, if one of those 3 players, if any of those 3 players steps up and can make Kawhi shoot 40-ish%, then the Warriors have a great chance, because if Kawhi's not hot, then most likely a lot of other players aren't hot because Kawhi takes the most of the shots. So if he's not getting them down, then a lot of the other players won't be getting them down because they won't see as many touches. So I think the Warriors definitely have the advantage in this series. I see them winning in 6. I do see them taking Game 1, as unfortunate as that might be for some Raptors fans. So, one more thing before we wrap it up. This has been a short video, but with with only one person, it doesn't seem like there's as much banter to get into. If Kevin Durant comes back, I see the Warriors winning this in 5. If not, I see them winning it in 6. I'll let you guys debate in the comments who you think will win or anything like that. And I just want to thank you all for watching the video. I hope you keep watching, keep liking, keep subscribing, and thank you all. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.